Hello, welcome back to the finale of Sonic the Hedgehog. And here we tackle one of the most notorious zones in the entire Sonic franchise, Scrap Brain Zone. Notorious because the difficulty, it has quite the spike. But alright, my survival tactic for this act at least is to first of all get on the higher path, which is difficult to do with these rotating platforms. Grab a shield because I'll need it. Because again, this has a bottomless pit in it, and by staying to the upper path, you reduce your chances of falling into it. Simple as that. There we go. I'm surprised I'm doing this. Sometimes I can be stuck there for like half a minute. And down this pit here is some rings. Good. I didn't know that before. I'm in this zone. I would be worried to jump into any pit. And again, I was nearly beaten by a pit. This basic jump. But yeah, this requires... There are some jumps here which require some really precise timing and precision positioning. Yeah, it's... The difficulty is jumped up there. It's not holding you by the hand, right? It's not giving you kid gloves. But yeah, boy, I do like this zone. It's... I said before about the level order, how they wanted to put Labyrinth Zone as the second zone, and that's because they had a theme of industrialisation taking over nature. So you would start off in Green Hill, it's all green and fluffy, presumably going to Labyrinth and Marble, which are slightly more industrialised with temples, and then I guess you'd go into Starlight. No, you'd go into Spring Yard, because that level has trees in it, but you would go into Spring Yard, then Starlight, and then presumably Scrap Brain Zone, like a nice succession. And I'm actually glad they went with the level order they went with. I mean, granted, I probably wouldn't have put Marbles on so early, but yeah, that previous order I said with Labyrinth and Marble as the second and third zones, that would have been poor pacing. But you know, I guess if I could change the order of zones in this game, I would put Spring Yard as the second zone, because that's speedy, even though it is slightly more platformy. You know, it's a nice zone to play after Green Hill. Then I would have Marble Zone, and then I would have Starlight Zone. You know, give them a bit of a breather again, and then have Labyrinth and Scrap Brain be the final two zones. Which might seem cruel to put Labyrinth and Spring Yard together, but if they're the last two zones, then it makes sense to have them be the most difficult ones. But these pigs, you can usually dodge these suckers and bop them. Oh, and that's the thing I like about the classic games, the badniks, because they have level specific badniks, and you can play like a Sonic game and they're still introducing new bad guys up until the last level, which is a really nice touch. It adds a nice variety to them. Although, yeah, I do find those pigs slightly annoying. And these things, actually, I like these things. Sort of, you can run around on the outer surface like they have their own gravity. I'm not sure how else to describe it. And I hope the slight hiccups with the recording haven't enjoyed your viewing of my videos here. I swear it's not me, it's the whole pitch I bought. Occasionally it sort of glitches up after stop and start again. And I try and edit around it, but it still looks conspicuous. So whenever you see a dodgy jump cut, that's probably the Hawpage effing up again. But anyway, the tactic I use for Act 2 is just to, again, stay on this upper path. And because I would say this level is actually designed fairly complicated. There are multiple paths. They go up and down. They also, how can I put this? They also scroll up and beneath the level, like the level wraps on itself. Yeah, and that's a nice touch. I mean, the later levels in the Sonic games become quite complicated, but you can see it's already starting here. Anyway, Scrap Brain Zone, I really like it. Sinister music, sinister setting. It used to give me nightmares as a child, because you know you're a kid, you play a game, it's like, ooh, the final level, man. This is hardcore stuff, man. But it is a very fitting final level with all these hazards trying to kill you. buzzsaws, spikes, crushers, fire, electricity. Everything in this level is out to kill you. It's glorious. But yes, we have Act 1 outside, Act 2 inside the base. Now Act 3, that's a bit of a surprise. And it has great sinister music too. Although I should point out, you should also listen to the version of Scrap Brain level theme that comes with the 8-bit version of Sonic. That's the Master Drive, the Master System, and the Game Gear version of Sonic 1, which is actually a completely different game altogether. They didn't just do a port. They have different levels, different level layouts. It's a different game entirely. But anyway, back to this version, and surprise buzzsaw. Thank you for that game. Hey Jeff, here's a tip. Don't jump into the spike balls. But with that path closed off, we just make our way to the exit. See, I used to shudder at the difficulty of this level, but I actually find it fairly fun to go through, because admittedly it's challenging. You have to think about what you're doing, you have to dodge this and dodge that. It's a really cool aspect of platformers, where you find yourself dodging death traps. Oh, what's this? Oh, come out and face me, you egghead. Oh, and by the way, Eggman was one of the earlier designs for a mascot for Sega. And he's based on Roosevelt, President Roosevelt. You know, which explains the moustache and glasses. Now this section here, now down there's a shortcut. And when I was recording this, I thought to myself, should I take it or not? I mean, the shortcut's easier, but if I don't, I get to show off this other side of the level, which you probably don't see that often. So I decided just to skip the shortcut for once and then just carry on with the level, you know, just to see how it goes. I'm being so careful at this point. And actually, I think if you go down that way, that's even more of a shortcut. Yes, even this level is very. It's very complicated. All right, it's non-linear. There are shortcuts at various points. But I deliberately ignore that and carry on right to this section here. You know, I just wanted to show off the extra parts of the level. And by the way, I love the fact that they surprise us with a 4th Labyrinth Zone level, because it's so deliciously evil. Because they know we didn't like the Labyrinth Zone. They know we thought it was difficult. And they thought, the spike glitch. Didn't mention that now because it was only applicable now, but essentially your invincibility frames, whenever you get hit, they don't count if you land on spikes. So there's a good chance that landing on spikes will just kill you. They're more deadly than lava in this game, which is strange. But no, this is the shortcut I take. But yeah, I do like this sort of. I'm going to describe it as a chemical labyrinth zone, because it's like the original Labyrinth Zone, but it's clearly been polluted. But yeah, I decided to take the super shortcut here, because I tried it once, I died. That's it. I decided it's best to move on at this point. And this shortcut here, it means you can probably do this level in less than a minute. Less than a minute. Well, again, you have to worry you don't. you have to still be worried you don't fall into the other section of the level. But yeah, but just up here now, and we're out of this zone for good, and we're on to the final boss. But yeah, I do like the fact that they surprise you with this darker version of Labyrinth Zone near the end. You know what, it looks like it's been bleached. All the stones are white and the chemical is purple. That's Ooh, Sonic, your eyes must be itching at this point, to say the least. But here it is, the final boss. Compared to the others, it's not really like an epic battle. These stompers come out and you hit whichever one has Robotnik in him. So yeah, you just sort of. That's it. It's fairly simple. Now this guy has 12 hits rather than the usual 8. And this is pretty basic compared to the other bosses, but I like it. For Sonic 1, it's a good final boss for the first game. And I swear, this boss, it was remade in Sonic the Hedgehog 4. I'm surprised nobody points this out, but the boss you fight in that game, for their Lost Labyrinth Zone, has these sort of crushers, and it's so reminiscent of this final boss. And there's no second phase, there's no Metal Sonic boss. Although, after this boss fight is done, you do have the option to hit Robotnik. And, that's up to you. You can either hit him or let him go. I usually hit him. Although, this time round, I think I got distracted when I was recording it, and he got away with it. But hey, at least I destroyed his base, stole his Chaos Emerald, foiled his plans, so at least I got that done. There we go. And he's gone for good. That's it, run off. And yes, you can hit me here, but I miss. Oh, fine. You know what? Go away, Robotnik. I'll get you next time. I promise it. And the time after that, and the time after that. Anyway, with these 6 Chaos Emeralds, we unlock the good ending, and it sort of makes the idyllic Green Hill Zone even more idyllic, I suppose. With ugly flowers. Those are some of the ugliest flowers I've ever seen. They're like cow udders, really. Makes me wonder why I bothered collecting the Chaos Emeralds. Now we hear a lovely montage of the level music here. Carol, yes. Hello, Carol. A nice montage here. Although I think they get the level the level order mixed up here as well. See, Marble Zone, a good zone. You have to wait on a block a couple of minutes. Is it really that bad? No. Proto Spring Yard Zone. Proto Spring Yard? No, Spring Yard is Proto Casino Night. Oh, I'm getting all fuddled. I do that whenever I do commentary for some reason. I just sort of get things mixed up. I think you might have noticed. Labyrinth Zone here, which is played with the Marble Zone music. Which I suppose is the order they were going for, maybe. Yeah, a brilliant game. I think whenever they re-release this game, it would be nice if they added a 7th zone, just for variety. Make it a bit more speedier, and then put it in between Green Hill and Marble Zone. In fact, why not just bring in Bridge Zone? If you don't know, Bridge Zone is the 2nd zone in the 8-bit version of Sonic 1. I think that's an improvement I would like to see. But of course, Christian Whitehead, he added Tails and Knuckles and a few extra bits. So that's really the best port. If you can, just get the phone version. I say that because I haven't played that version myself because I don't have a fancy phone. And there it is, the true ending. I have all the Chaos Emeralds. He's out of luck. The day is saved. Yay, Sonic. So that was the end of the beginning. Join me next month for the next playthrough where I will be handling Sonic CD.